Hello, 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 all. You're gonna see me in two places for a minute. You'll have to forgive that. We're, um, like I said, we're still figuring out what exactly happened in the lovely land of in the lovely land of TV slash monitors. My nice little super small LG just really uh, died. That's the best way to describe it. It died. And we're fine. We have this lovely alternative solution that is, in fact, doing fine. We're just, oh, we're pulling up real quick. We're doing well. All right, let me just give everyone a nice little, oh God, I hope the mic doesn't fall too. That would be fun. Let's see, pull this up. All right, boom, here we go. All right, don't jinx it. Yeah, you're telling me. Oh boy. All right, so I'm gonna be on M's today. Oh, double camera. Double camera all the way. Look at that. Look at that. You get front and side view. You don't get that from a ninja stream. That's all I'm saying. All right. So, we have a weird one today, and I'm very excited. Make one tap the half of my face. If I move anything else on this, I'm gonna post a picture of what this setup looks like. It's jank. It's really dumb. It's stupid. I love it, but this is really dumb. So today we are going to play. Oh Lord! All of my icons are super small, so we're gonna pop this over there so that way I can locate us the launcher. Yeah, it's great. So oh, not that. The jank indeed. All right, here we go. See, part of this is fortuitous. It is what I am jokingly referring to as a litmus test of whether or not buying this 43-inch television to play on was a smart idea or not. And I'm leaning towards not, to be particular. But you know what? What can I say? We're doing fine. Let me just pop this over there. Oh, no. There we go. Oh boy, this thing doesn't have scaling. It looks bad on my end, but that's fine. All right. So what are we doing today? We're going to have some fun. We're going to play games from Chris's childhood because man, Chris did in fact have a childhood. And what better one to play? What better one to play than... Let's see. What have I got? Hope everyone's having a good morning. I know it's a funky one, just because of all the ridiculousness, but don't worry. Let's see. Kirby, Metal Gear Solid. So actually, interestingly enough, I never played Kirby. Sorry, Em. You've been you're not part of my nostalgia. Metal Gear Solid is actually something I have played most of my life. Now, specifically, I played the PS2 Metal Gears. However, and this is the pardon me. This is the sad, bad part of that, is that I cannot play Metal Gear Solid yet. There is a reason. I promise there's a reason. And you'll just have to trust me that that reason is good enough to put you on hold on that. Sorry, I'm trying to get the coffee grounds out. So, like, you know Murphy's Law? the idea that everything that can go wrong will go wrong. I faced that this morning, and I came out relatively unscathed. But I wake up, and one of the microphones is like leaning down, and it may have been the source of my monitor dying, because I go to adjust it and it like comes off the desk. The entire mic stand comes off the desk. And oh yeah, 2 was good, and you be careful, you'll get shot for saying that. Metal Gear Solid 2 is not the favorite of the franchise, and I'm not gonna necessarily say it's for the game being bad, but no one wants to get hit with the weird, like, new protagonist after having, Snake as Kirby's Avalanche. Let's see. But my thing about really all of this was we got hit, or I got hit with which one did I have you play? You played the OG original. Well, kind of. You played Metal Gear Solid, which was pretty good. I have to oh, gotta Lord, don't worry. We're doing this. It's fine. Just gotta. What the heck is going on? Sorry, guys. This one's gonna be a weird one. You'll have to forgive me. Oh, I get it. This thing wanted to make noise. Uh-huh. Let's see. All right, so that's part of the problem here. One second. Like I said, we're gonna be very, very quick. We're gonna be very quick on these problems today. Not the very first one, just the first one on PlayStation. Yeah, no, it's not the very first one. Oh, hello, Yasmin. Welcome to the Jankathon. I would show you guys this setup, but let me tell you, it's bad. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try something. Let's see. We're gonna try something different. Water check. I have my coffee here. It will have to do in the place of water. Yeah, I have some bad news about Metal Gear. For now, it is off the table, if only because I need to get it working. And also, I might be doing a long play of it because, God forbid, I try and edit all the cutscenes out. Oh. I got a water check, and I feel like a gerbil. Oh, yeah. All right, so let's see. As you can see, I'm trying my best to get us some content here. I'm struggling with it today, let me tell you. Let's see. Let me see if I can, here we go. I'm just going to replace what thing shows up where. Let's see. Here we go. Yes, it worked. All right. We are good to go. And now... Oh, boy. Okay, now we get to see if this is gonna be even runnable. What is this? No, I'm not fishing. I'm playing one of the first games I ever played. And it's gonna be fun. Hopefully. If I can get this working. Oh, Lord. Okay, so we're gonna pump this down to not 4K. It does not like 4K. All right. Guys, this is why we do what we do. Let's see. First off, Iron Man, it's nice to see. Well, it's nice to read your words. Trust me, what you see today, what you see before you, is an interesting system. More than likely, we are going to be experiencing a bit of an interesting one here. Oh boy. So it does not like that. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to, guys, we're not screwed yet. I think we may have to abandon my childhood and instead focus on something that I can play on anything. And that's fine, because I do, in fact, have that solution. One moment. Un momento. Yeah, it's been a wonderful morning, guys. Monitor big game hunting on the Wii. Yes, I will absolutely do big game hunting on the Wii, which is something that I definitely absolutely have. All right. Yeah, M knows what I'm playing. Hopefully. There we go. See, look at this. Oh, that responsiveness is to die for. Oh boy. Yeah, to die for. Guys, we're playing more of this. Congratulations, everyone. We're doing what I was gonna probably end up playing anyway. Yeah, I'm mostly just I lack the honest capability of being able to do anything else. So congratulations. We're now okay. First off, I've got to say, outside of some weirdness with the responsiveness, this is actually, I gotta say, not the worst. And I'm working on the responsiveness as we speak. Oh boy. This is hard to do because yeah, had to troubleshoot hard to troubleshoot. Oh god, I can't pay attention to that right now. I am simultaneously fiddling with my advanced settings as well as everything else. Let's see. We should be fine. There we go. Yeah, the responsiveness is a little on the low side, but that's to be expected with a television. Oh boy. So yeah, no, everyone wish me luck today. I know that they keep continuously telling me, or everyone is telling me on the internet that this root canal is going to be basically painless, but I have next to no faith in that because, man, you know, the common thing is, you know, root canals suck. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not entirely excited. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh boy. Well, look, so I didn't say the thing yesterday, and it's not thematic today because this is not even remotely retro. It came out 2 years ago. But I wanted to ask yesterday before I completely beefed on it and forgot. What the next day should be the worst? Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward for tomorrow because of the potential for it to be just absolutely gross on my mouth. Oh, I'm sure I'll be okay. It's gonna be it's gonna hurt my wallet more than it's gonna hurt my mouth, just because you know, wouldn't you know it, the only endodontist that my in-network dentist recommends seems a little iffy on whether or not they support my my insurance. So if you see me on the street corner doing tricks for money, just keep that in mind. But in all seriousness, it's gonna be actually it's gonna be really good. I lucked into making sure that I chose an out-of-network plan option on my. So screw the current listed topic. Let me discuss something with you guys in the nice brightness of the morning. So in most of the world, it's not just an American thing. In most of the world, teeth are considered cosmetic. And I want to ruminate on that for a minute. I really want to let that marinate for a moment so we can think about that as a concept. So you mean to tell me, you know, you mean to tell me that teeth, the thing what I use to, you know, notch on stuff, the thing that I use to notch on stuff is what they call cosmetic, and therefore they don't have to cover it in the slightest. And that's a weird one to me. And the fact that health insurance does not by default have dental insurance is a weird one. You don't really need teeth that bad. You don't technically need teeth, but I also don't technically need a kidney, and that doesn't mean that, like, they're going to say, oh yeah, you know, you've got a backup, you don't need to worry. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, skull bones are very important to keep going because studies have shown that. Does that have to do with the type of insurance you have? Well, no. If I recall, all dental insurance is like a premium insurance. It's a separate thing in almost every case because dental is basically completely universally agreed on by like everyone that it's a cosmetic thing. There we go. Now it looks like a real stream with whatever's going on. There we go. Look at that. I'm doing great today. But yeah, no, I wanted to ruminate on that for a minute. If I can't chew food, I have to then find a reliable blender. And every day will be an experience of will it blend? Because some people way up in their like dental tower is like, teeth are cosmetic. And I'm like, no, they're gompers. You use those to gomp things. If you don't do that, you'll die. Like, I don't know. It's a weird one. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to ruminate on that for a minute with you guys. That's a weird one. But yeah, no, I'm really not too. I can gum it. I'm gonna gently refuse to gum it. Just gently refuse, though. I'm not gonna fully refuse it because, gosh, what if that's what my life ends up being? Yeah, my poor father had dentures, and it wasn't exactly the most enjoyable experience for him. I mean, it wasn't bad day to day, but it does kind of stink. So I blended a McDonald's Happy Meal once, and not gonna lie, it was honestly not bad. I remember you talking about that, and wow, yeah, no, I actually remember you sending me videos of that. I don't know if it happened at the same time, like you might have just saved them. Yeah, it does sound bad. That's the thing about it. It sounds bad, and that's really all that you need. Are dentures not for chewing? I mean, dentures are for chewing, but dentures themselves aren't exactly great. Because you gotta understand, like, they're just extensions of your gums at that point. So they can get kind of uncomfortable. They can get damaged, and they're expensive to deal with as well. You have to clean them all the time. Like, you can't sleep with them because you'll develop infections and stuff. How does something cosmetic get cavities and infected? Well, and see, that's the thing. It's like, you know, you would think that, you know, all of the, you know, older it's like fucking George Washington didn't have teeth by the end of his, like, I think it was by the end of his presidency, he didn't have teeth. Like, think about that. One of our best founding fathers was like, oh, yeah, I don't got teeth. I think having them on a lot can cause infections on your gums. Yeah, no, like that's, again, it's part of the problem. It's like, it can really hurt everything to like not be careful with them. And obviously no one wants dentures. It's also like a social stigma, which is, again, I would say that's a dumb stigma. Like, I mean, for some people, you can't control your mouth. It's just like, a lot of teeth is apparently genetic. Like, if you just have really bad genes when it comes to your teeth, it can be really hard to keep like your gums healthy and everything kind of working fine, which is, again, one of those thanks genetics. That's a weird one, but I'm excited to see this guy, whoever his name is. I cannot remember, mostly because by the end of it, I'm sure it'll be just fine. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm not necessarily excited about the procedure, but that's because more than likely they will have to get a nice little crown up there as well, which is that'll be another series of appointments, and I hate more than anything having to go to a dentist, which, bad teeth, it kind of, makes sense. Should have gone to Mexico. That's the thing. It's like, with my insurance, theoretically, it would be cheaper for most people to go abroad to do it. But with my insurance paying for basically half at all times, it's kind of a toss-up on whether or not I can get a plane ticket for what it would cost me. Good old pliers and a sock in the face. But look, I mean, again, I'm not entirely... Apparently, like, so many people hear root canal and they go to the immediate, just pull the tooth. And I'm like, no thank you. Those don't grow back. Also, what kind of bullshit is that? Let me let you guys ruminate on something again. So, most animals have, multiple sets of teeth, or teeth that can regrow over time, or, endlessly growing teeth. Like, that's really neat. In fact, most like rodents have more of a problem not wearing their teeth down fast enough. Humans, you get one set of baby teeth that suck. And then after you're done, going ham on the baby teeth, not all at once, mind you, they get replaced randomly over time. And they generally all get replaced by, 21. So you have another 60 years where I hope your first replacement teeth were in good hands and you've taken care of them, because you've got 60 more years with them. That's... all I'm saying is that seems a little dumb. Most mammals don't have multiple sets of teeth, though. Yeah, I think the mammals need to protest this. I think the mammals need to need like a union, like a dental union. Like, hey, how is it cosmetic? Yeah, it's cosmetic for sharks. Like, it's cosmetic for sharks. Yeah, apparently evolution said good enough. It's ridiculous. This is the Chris Dental Power Hour. Welcome, everyone. That's what we're talking about here. I haven't Iron Man. It's on my list of things that I am planning on popping open. I really just need a board game night, and actually that should pop up very soon because I am about to have quite a few days off in a row. This upcoming, not this upcoming week, but I believe the week after. And I'm going to have a bunch of people coming through, and obviously you guys are invited because I need to play it. It's literally like when I go into the living room, it's the first thing I see on the bookshelf. And it's like, I need it. I need that in my life. I need to play Gloomhaven. I need to... So I'm going to talk to you guys because you can't... I can't hear it when you start to sigh and roll your eyes, and I can choose to ignore it if you type sigh and roll eyes. So I'm going to talk to you guys about it because, yeah, I can. Aren't I wonderful? So let me tell you guys, my current plan is to have a new campaign for D&D starting. Not in the next month or so. Because next month or so is going to be me struggling to get my current campaign going in earnest, because it is it's about to get real for everyone. Yeah, sigh. Yeah, enjoy it. So, my next campaign, my plan is to do what they call... So, some backstory, and I can tangent this because my wonderful co-host isn't here to stop me. But, essentially, one of the premier DMs at the time of the introduction of this idea, he had a problem where he had too many players, not enough time, and because of scheduling conflicts, there was always the potential that his players would not be able, like scheduling conflicts, like his players wouldn't always have the same time off. So what he did, and it was a really cool idea, he made a campaign. I'm pretty sure the campaign was called The West Marches. And the idea behind it was that he basically got all of the people that he wanted to play with, that wanted to play a campaign. And he said, all right, guys, create characters, get nice set of backstories in you, and be ready, because what we're going to do is we're going to start you guys off with a small narrative adventure hook to get everyone invested. And then he basically just let them loose on the world. And the idea that he had was have pockets of civilization surrounded by the unknown wilderness. And as you kind of go through the world, you discover stuff, and you hear rumors about various places of danger and adventure and loot. And he surmised, he was like, hey, you guys Well, and so that's the fun part, Iron Man. So the fun part is, because it's a player-driven system, and because it's more freeform, I can give you guys multiple adventure hooks at once that are like, hey, this town is experiencing a famine due to a very unusual drought. There has not been rain in months, and every Sunday there is a small amount of rain for about 5 minutes at noon. So they know that it's unnatural. Something is going on. But I give you that information, and I say people are saying that they're hearing or like seeing strange hooded figures, like looking around, in a old nature temple, a little ways from town. So I have that hook going, and then I tell someone else, hey, the wolf attacks are increasing, potentially due to this plague or this issue going on. And there's a huge din with their dire wolf pack leader, in the west, and like they've got that going. It's up to the players to decide, one, what they want to find, and two, and this is where it gets interesting, who they want to adventure with. So I have, 10 people that I have in mind. Well, I'm not running a campaign with 10 people. There's just no way. I do not have that kind of mental fortitude, and I don't want combat to be, okay, roll for initiative, let's see who gets to have fun this session. That's just not my MO. But because we have about 10 people that I'm projecting to play, and there's actually a couple more people that are like, they're like, oh yeah, I would love to do this. So I've got quite a few people in the works for joining. But you can choose who you go on this adventure with. So if you've got like a lot of nature priests, and you've got that adventure hook, you're thinking about it, and you're like, I want to do it. And you're like, I'm a rogue. I'm good at sneaking. I'm good at like breaking and entering. That might be good for a temple, but I've got a lot of spellcasters, and they're probably some weak, robed like dudes that don't really they're not particularly strong physically. Maybe it would be best if I had a bigger fighter to kind of go in and start slicing them and distracting them. And so you're like, hey, Emma, you're playing a barbarian. You probably have more resistance to anything the nature priests might throw at us. Would you care to join my character in this quest? And then you guys find, a wizard that wants to tag along for the loot, and I don't know, like a bard that wants to tell the story of this, encounter, and use it as a dramatic inspiration for a play that they're putting on. And you get your party together, and it's a spur of the moment getting your party together. And then you guys as a group approach me and say, hey, the 4 of us, the 5 of us want to go deal with this like nature temple that might be causing the drought. And so now you got an adventure. You guys choose when and how you want to approach it. And then once you figure out a time that works for you guys and me, we run the adventure. And as you go out to explore, you map the world. So I explain what you see, I describe what you see, the challenges you face, any points of interest on the map as you're exploring outward. And as you explore, or as I describe it, you guys take notes like, oh, you know, the DM says that there is, you know, a mountain cave that seems to have a lot of, you know, weird stuff going on. Like when we approach it, the cave entrance distorts, and you know it whatever. And so you guys write down on your little map, oh, there's a cave here with weird distortion. We didn't go in it because we're busy trying to deal with the town's drought issue or whatever, but you know, we should really think about coming back here. And then once you return to town, you share that with everyone else. And the town in this instance would be a Discord server, and this would be shared knowledge. So the idea is that you know, as you explore, so too do other adventuring parties. And you know, between, you know, say potentially 3 or 4 adventuring parties, you would like, I'm just intrigued. It's easier to include people when needed. Well, and that's the thing. I have a lot of people who want to do D&D. Again, I'm a DM, so I like, people will ask, hey, you know, if you ever have an opening, just let me know. And I have a lot of people who, you know, I would like to play D&D with, but I'm either relegated to being the DM, or I know that they really don't have a schedule that allows them to, you know, meet every week. And the problem with meeting every week is that eventually you have this issue where, say you're like, okay, we're doing something for this session that I'm not invested in. You know, I'm again, to use a ranger, I'm a ranger, and or I guess I said rogue last time. I'm a rogue, and I really don't have, you know, a ton of you know, stake in this current dungeon that we're fighting. And you know, most things are resistant to my arrows, so I'm just kind of gonna mentally check out. But you don't want to miss the session, because then, you know, if you're like my group, when you miss a session, when you say, hey, sorry, I'm not feeling it for today, the rest of the party says, oh, okay, yeah, we'll just wait to play. And that's good, you know, camaraderie, that's phenomenal, and I will never say that that's a bad thing. Like, I appreciate when a group is willing to say, hey, we'd rather include everyone. The problem with that is sometimes people are legitimately like, I'm really not feeling D&D this week. And so they have to either be just kind of disconnected during the session because they don't really want to be there, but they don't want to fall behind or have the party suffer because of it. Or they have to cancel the session on people and hope that they might feel it next time. So a West Marches style campaign allows people to not have to just conform to a regular game night. So if you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling any adventures right now, I want to explore the world, but I can do that on my own, because you can approach me and say, hey, I I'm not currently on an adventure, but my character has a personal quest. You know, he's trying to figure out what happened to his parents or something. Like his parents were, you know, nice, you know, upper class farmers, and they disappeared one night. I'd like to explore that, and we can. You know, we can explore that one-on-one, honestly, over Discord. Not even necessarily with voice chat, but you can explore when you want to. And that's what I like the idea of, is player-driven. I'm looking at multiple cameras. You'll have to forgive me. Player-driven agency instead of, you know, game night-driven agency, which I think causes D&D to suffer. So, all of this long-windedness to say, I'm planning on doing a campaign very soon. It's going to be a little bit more visceral. It's going to be pen and paper. It won't be theater of the mind. I will still have grid-based combat. But it's all going to be pen and paper. Obviously, we'll have Discord as an option for remote sessions, but it'll all be done pen and paper, physical dice rolling. I will have the utmost trust in die rolls over Discord to be accurate. But it'll be a little bit more visceral. Combat's going to be a little bit more interesting. You'll have to worry about maintaining supply. You know, there's going to be a lot of exploration. There's going to be potentially military involvement where you may eventually command squads and armies and stuff like that against your foes. There will be base building in the sense that there's opportunities for you to grow both the towns and your own personal homes into defensible areas that provide benefits. It's going to be a huge sandbox with an overarching campaign that's less focused on... Oh, thank you for the posture check. Sitting next to a TV, and it's really easy to forget how to sit. But it's going to be an overarching thing that the individual day-to-day adventuring, the adventuring that you guys want to do, will be separate from the overarching storyline as a whole. So think of most of your stuff as personal ways to improve yourself and the lives of others, whereas the overarching story is something that you guys will always be able to slowly be a part of and slowly kind of peel back the layers of. And I just really like that idea. I don't know when I'm going to be starting it up, but I do plan on prepping very soon. In fact, Iron Man, you have already unwittingly assisted with the creation of this campaign. And I appreciate your contribution. I'll say that much. I very much appreciate your contribution because it has made things a whole lot more interesting. So what we're doing right now is providing you guys with a lovely amount of pixels, so that way you can enjoy the morning. Unfortunately, my coffee is growing cold, and my co-host does not have the capability to provide me a new one because she is working and thus cannot be dragged away from her job to do something as simple as refill my coffee. So So remember when M asked you to roll 4d6? So I asked if you would like to roll, or well, I didn't ask. I asked her to ask you to roll 4d6. And now, some people that I may end up asking to roll 4d6. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make me a coffee, I would cook food for you tonight, and you wouldn't even have to ask. And that is the best that I can do. That's the best that I can provide. But, yeah, so the reason I had you, Chris, no, I didn't. You didn't ask? You didn't ask Amy after I asked you to? Hey, Amy, Iron Ma'am, I need to ask you of something then, because my wonderful girlfriend lied to me. Oh my gosh. Hey, Iron Man, roll 4d6 and put the numbers that you get in chat. Just roll 4 6-sided die and give me all 4 numbers separately. Because, gosh, man, that's mean. Wow. I'm gonna revoke Emma's rolls. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want Emma to text you, to be fair. That's... Wow. Wow! She just said it's too much work. Yeah, so when you get the chance, just roll me those, if you would. So, I wanted to let people roll for stats without giving people, you know, unfair stats or abilities, or poor stats and abilities. Thank you. Sorry for, that. Oh, nuts. Well, look, I appreciate Emma's non-generosity. That's funny to me. Man, Em was gonna selfishly do that. I'm so glad I called her on it on stream. Oh my gosh, this is now the D&D planning stream. I hope you guys enjoy it. For all of you people who are not super mega turbo nerds, or, you know, anyone at this point, because D&D is mainstream now. Which, on one hand, like, let me tell you, I love that. Like, I actually do appreciate that. But on the other hand, I'm like, what happened? You know, like, not too long ago. In fact, very much not too long ago. It was... Oh, it's okay. I believe in you. I believe completely in your capabilities. I'm pushing this display down to a lower resolution. I just heard her die a little bit. It's fine. Oh, well, that frickin' explains it. Part of the egregious lack of quality was due to me just being an idiot. All right, so let me... Guys, we are what I would like to call prepared at all times, but what Emma would like to call never prepared. We're back and good on that. Okay, so 555-244. Well, just so wait. So just roll 4 6-sided die. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe I described that improperly. So just roll a standard 6-sided die 4 times and give me those numbers. Unless 5-2-4-4 might be it, which is fine as well. Oh, that's so much smoother. Oh man. Oh, that's so much smoother. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, sorry, I meant 4d6. Which, yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, just feel free to rub that in. Yeah, once you roll 4 of those, then that's all I need. But thank you. I do appreciate that. It means a great deal to me that you have done this. And the reason I say that is because it truly, it well and truly is. Okay, so 6, that's good. I like 6. 3. 3 is okay. 4. Okay, 4 is good. 4. Okay, cool. So 6, 3, 4, 4. So congratulations, you have officially been inducted into the yeah, no, that's really good. And dang, we really need you in a campaign. That's what this is for, Emily. Emilando. Emilando Moosey. I rolled 3 natural ones in our last session and wanted to jump off our balcony. So that's actually a funny one. So she rolled a natural 1 to catch a bow, which was really funny. And then she rolled a natural 1 for something I can't even remember. It was a lot. It was a lot of rolling 1, and that made me feel very dumb as a DM. Because, see, I'm a DM that occasionally, the way I handle things is I prefer having natural ones not necessarily be you miss and fail, but instead you succeed in creative ways. So, as in, you succeed, but something has happened that is not good, and I enjoy that. But all that said, thank you. What you have provided for me, Iron Man, is one ability score. So you have allowed us to have a 14 on ability scores, which is good, because there are... I'm trying something new, is what I'm saying. I'm trying something new. And the new that I am trying is that there are... to think I got Emma a bottle of peppermint mocha adult drink, and she lies about including me. I know, it's okay. Your score matters more anyway. You actually rolled higher than her, so you have contributed more to the party being good. So congratulations on that. So essentially, there are multiple ways to pick your ability scores in D&D. There, and ability scores for those of you who, you know, socialized as kids. I've been worse at texting lately than usual. Also, that roll was for something random, I thought. Yeah, no, it's for something very important and near and dear to me. Basically, for those of you who don't play D&D, ability scores are the things like your strength and your intelligence and your wisdom. It's the things that make everything else work. So, like, the idea behind it is that your scores are like the immediate like answer to all your math questions. So in a roundabout way, the way it works is essentially by use of the ability scores, you can calculate everything else on your character sheet, which is really good. Like, that's really a nice thing. So there's multiple ways of doing that. They have what they call a point buy system, where you basically start with a pool of points and you can spend those points to increase your ability scores. And that is the most it's the most user controllable way to generate ability scores, because you can literally control what abilities get what. Then they have what is now kind of the standard, which is, standard array, which is, they basically looked and they were like, we want to provide people with a bunch of stats where if everyone chooses these abilities, everyone will be able to have, like, relatively stable sessions. So, like, everyone will be really good in one stat, pretty good in another, average in two, kind of not great in one, and then bad in one. And that's a really good way to do it. It's a standard deviation. It kind of gives everyone the same playing field. But in my experience at least, what it leads to is not necessarily boring play, but there's not nearly as much adversity. When the worst that you'll have for a for a stat is 9, it means that more than likely you will always be adding things to your die rolls. And to me, that kind of defeats some of the point, I guess. Like, I want to be both good and bad at things. I'm posture checking myself. Give me a moment. And then I'm going to zoom me in a little bit so that way I'm a little bit clearer. Essentially, I want my characters to be flawed. And some people don't like that, obviously. It's... To hear that is a little bit weird. Like, no one wants to have a character that's weak. But to me, some of the best stories in D&D are stories where you are flawed in some way. And it's hard to do that with the standard array, because everyone's kind of universally above average at everything. And what that also means is that, when you're trying to do something, more than likely your entire party has a standard deviation of, maybe, plus or minus 1 or 2. So, like, a standard deviation of 3. Drink check when you have a moment. I have a moment now. Oh, and a stretch break. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be right back.
I am just going to grab a beverage, and I'm going to use that moment to stretch. I will be back. In the meantime, enjoy this little break screen. Such a cute, oh, hello, howdy from PCJ. Hi, hello, Olo. So, listen, by the way, that stretch break was needed. Thank you so much for the reminder. So, essentially, yeah, I love the cute break screens. I really like this layout. It'll be for all my retro gaming. I've got to create Firefly's temporary character, because Firefly's in my current sessions, my D&D campaign, and I have to create a character for them to temporarily use because their character is a little bit indisposed right now. Oh boy. But yeah, so basically you've got, multiple methods of generating ability scores. However, the oldest is basically rolling for your ability scores. And the idea behind it is you roll 3d6, and that is one of your 6 ability scores. And so you can get as high as a 18 and as low as a 3. And keep in mind, a 3 in an ability score in D&D is basically like you are impaired. Like, in a bad way, you are impaired. Like if you have a 3 intelligence, you have less intelligence than like a frog. Which is not obviously good. Ooh, I just read I want a character that's deaf. That's actually possible. We can work with that if you would like, because that would be an intriguing. That would actually be a very intriguing character, because you would more than likely have disadvantage on stealth-based activities, but there are certain spells that would probably not affect you. Mostly bard spells would probably not affect you, actually, because most of them are sound-based. There's quite a few that are sight-based, but yeah, no, that would be an interesting character. But anyway, my brain is wired today. But essentially, back in the day, rolling for your score was the way to get your scores. And if your DM was particularly harsh, they could say, yeah, your highest score could be 18 and your lowest score could be, 3. And you'll be at a huge disadvantage. But most people were like, okay, well, what we're going to do is we'll do roll 4 d6s and then take off the lowest. And that uniformly provides a certain level of... Oh, God. A certain level of kind of, normalizing, I guess is the best way to describe it. I have died once, but it's okay. I will be reborn from the ashes. So, I have taken it a step further because, normalizing it and trending upward by, dropping the lowest of 4 gives you kind of more uniform scores. Not completely uniform, but like less bad scores. Like, the low scores are less extreme. And that's kind of important because I don't want people going around with literally less intelligence or movement capabilities than like rocks. Because then from a role-playing perspective, it's like you literally would not be able to speak. Sorry. Everything you do is going to have to be through the lens of like... again, I hate to say it, like, that of a severely impaired character, which, it can lead to interesting things, but in my experience with rolling things, it either leads to people being very ableist, which I don't like. I don't like it when people intentionally or otherwise treat an impaired character in a derogatory way. It bothers me. And 2, it doesn't necessarily do better than anything else in making a fun character, because there are certain things that you kind of like at base probably want to be able to have, like a decent amount of like health regardless of who you are, or what have you, which again, it's all fine, but I don't want to be harsh. And the other side of having everyone roll is if everyone rolls, you can have someone with 18, 18, 17, 17, 16, 15. And, like, that could be a legitimate, like, lucky set of rolls. And that person can be good at everything. And, therefore, will be good at everything. And so now whenever there's a skill check, they are the people. They're like, I'm good at basically everything. I have really no flaws. Even if I'm rolling at disadvantage at something, I am on average adding enough to counteract that. And on the flip side, because that in a bubble isn't necessarily bad, you could at the same table have someone with, like 10, 10, 11, 9, 8, and they are going to not really be adding much to their dice rolls. Those two at the same table, there might be some animosity on both sides. If the high roller, like the high stat person, is always constantly having to bail out their low stat people, then they might get frustrated. And on the flip side, if the low stat person never gets to do anything because the high stat person is always like, yeah, I get +5 to that, that's also not fun. Like, it's just, again, it's not the end of the world, it's just not necessarily fun. So what I've come up with, and I haven't heard anyone else doing this, and I'm not going to sit here and say I came up with it myself and it's my way of doing it. And yeah, I'm going to call it the Chris method. The C. Crawford. I can't call myself C.A. Crawford because apparently there's a lot of C.A. Crawford stuff in tabletop, I think. But the Crawford method involves having the players each roll 1 ability score. So if I have 5 players, each of them are going to roll 4d6. And after they do that, any leftover scores I will roll, to make up the difference to get to 6. And that will be the shared ability pool. So if someone rolls a 5 on the thing, well, congratulations. You all have at least 1 5 that you're going to be dealing with in your ability scores. Instead of it being a, someone's weak, now the entire party is weak because of that. And that's okay, because if everyone is on the same playing field in that regard, it means that no one's going to feel useless or overpowered. And I like that. I think that is probably my favorite system, at least as far as I'm concerned. There may be better, but to me at least, that is what I like. Oh, damn it. What's up? Well, and keep in mind, you just rolled 14. Yeah, no, it's it'll be even. And on the converse of that, if someone rolls an 18, you're getting an 18 too, which is good, because to me, it exemplifies, like, okay, if I'm a wizard, my strength being 5 isn't gonna hamper my character's class, but it will hamper my character's versatility, which I think is good. I don't like when characters can basically get done with everything. They can basically handle everything, because then it leads to situations, and it happens in my current group to an extent, and it's not their fault in any way. It's not a bad thing. You get instances where, like, I have characters that they just have more skills. Like, they have more skills trained and proficient, because that's how classes work in D&D. Some classes get, wizards and rogues and bards get far more skills than like a fighter. A fighter gets a couple of skills. They'll get like their standard, like not acrobatics, but athletics and potentially intimidation, potentially. But for the most part, they don't get a ton of skills. The rogue, on the other hand, gets, quite a few. And in fact, the bard, I think by default, they get a capability that allows them to say, hey, even if I'm not trained in something, I'm pretty darn good at things, so I'm going to still add half of what I would have added if I was trained. And what that leads to is some people feel completely useless outside of combat because, by all accounts, and this isn't a rub against them, they are useless outside of combat because there will always be someone who has a better role than them or has trained in something, and that stinks. So what I'd like to see is more verisimilitude in that regard. That's a fun, like, $50 word. But verisimilitude, the idea that it feels a little bit more real because the fighter isn't just going to be able to roll and recall a very obscure piece of arcane knowledge out of nowhere because the wizard rolled poorly. Like, if the wizard doesn't know arcane knowledge better than the rest of the party, then I think it's dumb for the warrior to just make a random, like, roll, get a 20, and then suddenly, oh, he knows this. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm very excited. I'm obviously going to be offloading some of my DMing because this could theoretically be a multi-month / multi-year campaign. And in this campaign, with, you know, potentially, they say, you know, a role-playing game that could that's designed for 2 to 50 players, but in the grand scheme of thing, it'll be more like about, I'm gonna try and keep it to under 20 players, like, in the pool, because I don't want anyone who wants to play to feel left out. But because of that, I definitely want to I want to provide people more opportunities to play, and slightly selfishly, I would like more of an opportunity to play. And I can do that by having multiple DMs. And I'm getting a few people who feel comfortable enough with it. I'm going to be talking to them and saying, hey, you know, no pressure, you don't have to, but if you would like to DM a couple of sessions, you absolutely can. Because, again, by having an overarching narrative that I kind of keep a little bit close to my chest, I can worry about the main stuff, and most other adventures can be relatively self-contained, and that's good. That's that helps a lot. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling about it. It's essentially, it's going to be a cool idea, and I'm looking forward to doing it. It's just kind of hard to talk about because it is a lot. Imagine trying to keep up with 50 players. And listen, I think with modern communication and with this type of campaign, I honestly think it would be possible. Because really, it wouldn't be great with one DM, but again, if I had, say, 5 DMs, and each person was roughly able to do, 2 sessions worth of characters, so like 5 characters per session, then it's really just, a couple, it's just sessions. That's easy. what would be interesting to me is not on the DM side, but on the player's side in that regard. I would be very intrigued by player interactions and relationships between those 50 players. Because I would imagine that at some point you would be looking at potentially by the like last couple of sessions, you would hope that everyone would have met everyone, but there could still be people that, like, you know, hey, I don't think we've met, and they may have met in real life, but their characters might not have. And it's like they'll have so many cool things to tell each other. They'll be like, "Oh, you were the person who slew the wyvern of, you know, Lava Mantle Peak." And they'll be like, "Yes, I am that guy. And you must be Sir Elric the Brave, who single-handedly tore through the Goblin King's lair." And that's just so interesting to me as a concept. I don't know. I gotta say, it's just neat to me. I just think it's neat. Man, this game is like premium arcade game. Like, this is the quarter eater. This would eat my quarters. I would come to this one every time. Oh, Lord. Now, the biggest thing... is we're about to celebrate my roommate's birthday with, let's do a backwards campaign. Start in the final battle and work our way back. That would be an interesting idea, actually. So, okay. I even have the hook for it. Oh, we can be goblins and fight the good guys. Oh, that's also a good... That's an easier to pull off idea. So I'll talk about both. One, being a goblin, they actually have like multiple adventures out that talk about being like, you know, an evil or a chaotic party of, you know, evil people trying to, you know, accomplish their goals of destruction or power or supremacy. And that's an interesting campaign as well. Everyone has to be on board. Obviously, for obvious reasons, because you don't want the goody-goody paladin character and player feeling as though they're being screwed over. But I like the idea of running an evil campaign. The other way, you know, my not really thinking about it way, you know, starting at the end and working your way back, it sounds weird, but I think the way I would pull that off, because one of the jokes is that there is a spell called a wish spell. And wish is very powerful. Like, it's very powerful. It can do almost anything. It's like the real genie power in the games. You kind of say, I want this to happen, and you work with the DM, and the DM, like, within the best of their abilities makes it happen. However, one of the long-standing, like, monkey's paw wish jokes is, hey, if I had a wish spell, why don't I just wish that the bad guy never existed? And the joke goes that, you know, the player wishes that, and then the DM says, okay, the bad guy never existed. Thus, there was no reason for you guys to have met up in the first place. Go ahead and re-roll your character. You know, get out your level 1 character sheet. And, you know, we're gonna start a new campaign. And my thought is a campaign wherein everyone makes a 20th level character and fully kits them out with equipment. And they create a character, like, again, a full like maximum capability character. And then the opening battle, the opening scene, is them about to expire from this bad guy. They're in the final fight. They're hopelessly outnumbered, and either them or a NPC wizard does a wish spell to revert everything back to the beginning, to give everyone another chance. And so they know what is going to happen. Like, they know, like, you know, hey, the bad guy is amassing his forces in the east. We should go there and try and thwart him before he can amass his army. And so everything is already kind of predetermined in that sense. Like, you already know what your character is going to be like. You already know roughly what your character is going to find if they go to certain areas. Like, the DM will tell you, like, you know, hey, in your previous adventures, you had been here, and this is where the Sword of Encourage, or whatever, I stole that from WoW, but, like, you know that your +3 Sword of Smiting is buried in this cave, and you get there, and then, who knows, maybe you get there, and what sealed that sword away isn't actually an ancient being of supreme power, but some adventurer died there, and by the time you get there, they hadn't died yet, and they're wielding the sword going through. I just think that would be an interesting campaign hook. Now, would I necessarily run it? I don't know, but that would be a really, really cool campaign idea. The idea that the knowledge of the players is already there. They already know the twists and turns. Like, they know. Like, I describe how, like, halfway through the campaign, they're like, oh, yes, and you're waiting at the end, and wouldn't you know it, you know, Corporal Higgins walks in, and you know Corporal Higgins. You fought alongside him in grand battles. He's not met you yet, but you guys remember him. And unfortunately, you also remember that Corporal Higgins betrays you. And it's like, now you're like, hey, we do need his strength. And for a time, he helped us. But he's gonna turn on us. He's gonna betray us. So we need to figure out if we want to be there. Like, if you want him to be there and present. I think that would be really interesting. Again, it's just thought, food for thought. which is unfortunate because, you know, I just had this West Marches style campaign prepped. And now there's another cool option. But what can I say? It wouldn't be D&D without there being immediately another like series of campaigns that you want to run. The Goblin Minion campaign and the Groundhog Day campaign. Oh man. I'm drinking some milk. So that way I can have strong teeth bones. Defeat a total of 3,000 dragon shrimps. I didn't know that's what they were called. Okay, so we're doing good. We're killing it here. We've got the dog. Since Iron Man is here, we obviously have to play the dog character. Dog, 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 dog. Dog is farting flowers. Just gonna banish that. We're gonna be the dog with weapons. So I can kill it. No, this dog's gonna stay alive. And I wouldn't be killing it, the vampires would. Oh man, you do not let that go. I'm gonna have to erase your memory of that. I'm gonna have to erase that video from existence. So that way, we stop talking about that time that I screwed up and killed a bunch of dogs. In a game. But it's obviously in a game. Oh. Almost bad. Celestial dusting. That's what the dog's fart is. Time, Chris? It was times. Okay, I didn't mean to, though. It's not my fault. RimWorld, the RimWorld is a dangerous place, okay? Any dog on the RimWorld knows that. Okay, his farting flowers is great. Oh, let's see. I am. This will be the last one. I will say this is gonna be the last one for the day, or at least for the time before I go, because I'm gonna wanna. I don't know if it's better to eat before. I know I can't eat after, so I'm gonna have to eat before, but I don't know if that's gonna not be good. Oh man, the dog's gonna like the bones. Look at these bones that he gets to notch on. Yeah, definitely before. Yeah, no, I have to. Yeah, that's my only thing. I don't want to puke while they're root canaling me. That's my only thing. I don't want to puke whilst root canaling. That would be not fun. You two still need to watch Woman King. I'm going to have to come over and force y'all. Yeah, okay, actually, yeah, do that. Because it's not anything personal. I always like sit here and I'm like, what do we want to watch? I'm almost through Death Parade. We are going to finish that tonight. And then I'm going to make us watch Woman King tomorrow. Can't puke with no food. Are you going fully under? I think that's the only time I can't eat. I am not going fully under. I would go fully under. I would like that. But then I would, one, need a ride, and two, I would also be paying like $800 more, because apparently going under is expensive. So plus, again, from what I've heard, it's really not that bad. If they were extracting my wisdoms, then yeah, I would do the like go under thing. But definitely not at definitely not if it's only going to be like 2 hours at most. I'm like nervous about it. Like, there's nothing to be nervous about, because like the biggest tip that I've heard from everyone is, hey, if you feel pain, let them know immediately. Don't try and suffer through it, because whatever your pain, like whatever pain you feel at their first jab, they like, yeah, that will not be the worst pain. So like if it hurts, stop them, say, hey, I need more, and yeah, so like that's my plan, at least, is I'm gonna say, hey, look, I do not want to, I don't want to feel anything. I want to look like my face is melting. Like, I don't care about talking afterward, because if I do stream afterward, I am going to be like, and that'll be fine. Yeah, we have to give the dog a bone. There's no way we can't give the dog a bone. Oh, and I appreciate it. The only thing I'll need is to not think about what they're about to do. God. I am so looking forward to it. Oh boy. Let's see. So the dog is doing fine. We're staying alive. Just at this point, it's just to prove Amy wrong. Oh, yeah, let's see. Get this dog some upgrades, actually. Yeah, this is Super Dog. He's crypto. He is the Super Dog. I remember that show. I'm sure it was a comic before a show, but that was a cute show about being Superman's dog. Rest in peace, all the other lost virtual dogs. Sorry. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not good at keeping things alive in games. All right, there we go. Boy. And so I can't wait for tomorrow to be like the painful day for like my mouth, and I'm gonna be doing a multi-hour D&D session for my group, and for one of them it's their birthday, so it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to that. Big Mantis. It's okay though. The lovely dog will never die now. I just want to know how this dog is throwing out all of these things. Let's see. I'm gonna have fast dog. I wonder if this is what dog heaven looks like, just being surrounded by bones. Let's see. He has 4 legs. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's true. You know, I think it would be nice to have some water there. There we go. Which we all know dog farts are deadly. In real life. Yeah, dogs don't have thumbs. Yeah, dog farts. I get it. Like, it makes sense why his primary weapon is fart. But oh, it's dog versus dogs. Oh boy. I appreciate how much he zooms. All right, now we've got the dog that never stops throwing knives. I, for one, love dog that never stops throwing knives. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. He just runs around all day. Things come out of him, and he gets all the bones he wants. That's. I think this is a universally good thing for him. This dog is pissed nobody gives him treats. I mean, technically, he gets, like, whole chickens occasionally from, like, beating things up. So, technically, people are always giving him treats. Alrighty, let's keep going. We're almost, I say, to the end of our stream. We've got about 15 more minutes, which is not bad. Again, sorry everyone for the extended delay on that. We lost a good monitor today. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened. But it did, in fact, happen. And I'm hoping that it may just be a cable issue, but I think it might, in fact, be a it might in fact be dead. And I'm not gonna be too upset about it. I'm just gonna have to consider replacing it with this lovely 43-inch television, which will make my desk a little bit crazy. Or garbage. Well, you know what? Look, see, someone gave him a whole turkey, a whole chicken, a whole floor chicken, and another one. You can't tell me this dog isn't living his best life. Oh no, I'm good. I know what I can use, but this actually, I'm not even joking. It might be an actual blessing because, well, the monitor I lost was 1080, but theoretically, I mean, this isn't, again, a bad thing because I sat near this thing a while back while Emma was in, well, at Christmas with her family, and yeah, it's a little big to use on the daily, but it is something where I can just sit back and have my primary be my main monitor, and then my secondary for gaming be this TV. That wouldn't be difficult at all. It feels good, it's responsive, it looks phenomenal. Like, to me, it looks better than my nice gaming monitor, which is nice. Part of that is the glossy screen, really brings it out. But yeah, I mean, this is not necessarily how I wanted to replace the monitor, but oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to remove all of you from the chat. It's let's see. Okay, this dog cannot die. Like, I don't think anything can get close enough. We missed a chest way back there. Yeah, right now, I don't have this in 4K because 4K was definitely starting to push the limits of what I could run with my GPU, because it is good, but it lacks the VRAM and the, you know, just general, like, aptitude for that. Oh boy, you know, it's always a good time when somehow you get this many level ups all at once. Something's happening. There we go. Okay, there we go. What GPU do I have? A 3070 Ti. By all accounts, I cannot complain. But the one drawback of the 3070 Ti is that really they made they made a decent GPU, and then they skimped on the VRAM. It's only 8 gigs of VRAM, which, again, for a lot of people is fine, but to encode and everything on top of playing games, you know, like 2011 games like Skyrim, which did not optimize for VRAM in the slightest. It's kind of rough, which is unfortunate. You know, I would prefer at some point to upgrade, especially with the 40 series being the de facto leader for streaming purposes, because they have one of the best encoders possible on there, which would be great for me, combined with the fact that their pure raw processing power just gives you an easy 4K 120 FPS. I could literally just have this 4K going, which would be kind of nice. Obviously, Vampire Survivors would probably work fine in 4K as it stands. It's a mobile game, but you know what I mean. Yeah, at this point, though, it's like, to do any upgrading on my rig would basically be building a new rig, which I'm not opposed to. Like, this one is going to last me for hopefully the next, like, several years without need for it. But, yeah, at this point, it's like, if I upgrade the GPU, my CPU will be the bottleneck. If I upgrade my CPU, I have to upgrade my motherboard, and at that point, if I'm so to look that up, that's a good question. I can't remember off the top of my head. If you give me your GPU, I probably could figure that out. Like, not physically. If you just let me know the model and manufacturer, I could probably figure that out in like 5 minutes. But it's I think you can see it in system information, but I'm not positive. Let's see. Most cards right now, it is a chain reaction of spending money, and it's like, I really don't have a need for it. That's what I keep meaning to say, is I don't have a need for it outside of, you know, it being nice. But it's like, things being nice aren't necessarily worth the I think it's, you know, GPU prices are still ridiculously high. Like, would I pay $1,600 for a GPU? Like, I could make the argument. I could justify paying $1,600 for a GPU if it was, you know, something that I'm not going to have to touch for, you know, 10 years, and it's going to be good for 10 years and whatnot. 3060 Ti. So interestingly enough, depending on your 3060, you either have 6 gigabytes of VRAM, which is perfectly fine for most people, or, and this is where I get pissed off, you have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which is fucking annoying, because it, like, in some instances, it means the 3060 beats the 3070. Let's see, as far as AMD goes, I believe AMD usually has more VRAM. They like chalking it full of VRAM. However, AMD, no offense to them, their GPUs are not necessarily like bad. They're very good GPUs. For encoding purposes, their GPUs don't really do anything for me. And I would love to get out of NVIDIA and Intel. AMD's processors are great. However, yet again, for encoding, Intel does a bang-up job. So, I mean, that's kind of the issue. Is for streaming purposes, I really have to stick with AMD, or not AMD, with Intel and NVIDIA for my purposes. All right, we've got 7 minutes left. It's going to be I mean, this isn't even a fight. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Like, dog wins. That should be the title of this video. Dog wins. Dog too fast. We're good there. Make dogs slightly stronger for no reason. Get the strongest possible dog. It's funny because the holy water is normally I don't think it's this big. Dog indeed strong. Dog apart weak. Dog together strong. I mean, this is a ridiculous game to play this early in the morning, but you know what? It truly is just a unique feeling to be able to run at the speed of light while shitting flowers and staying alive. I mean, I could just keep running. Like, I don't think with my knives anything can survive long enough to impede my progress. What's the dog doing? Oh boy. Well, this has been a very interesting stream. Thank you guys for enduring it. We're, like I said, I'm trying to get things back in working order. That's probably what my my drug-addled brain will be doing when I get home, is rectifying this situation. 8,000, yeah, so that'll be 8 gigs. So 8 gigs of VRAM is perfectly fine. Like, again, for most people, you're not going to be using a lot of VRAM. For me, a lot of it is because with Skyrim in particular, I am dealing with a very unoptimized game as far as VRAM goes. But also, if we're being honest, yeah, it's more of a resolution thing for me at this point because I can easily play 1440p, but they don't make 1440p TVs, which is kind of frustrating. I would like to not have my TV at 1440. Well, yeah, no, well, and heavy, complex 3D games can eat into VRAM, but I would say most games are relatively optimized. Yeah, no, COD, I don't even like counting COD because Call of Duty is just unoptimized in general. Guys, I think the dog wins. The dog will get reaped at the end, but that's, I mean, everything does have to die at some point. All right. Well, listen, guys. We're in the last 30 seconds of this lovely run, and in the last minute of the stream, I just wanted to, again, thank you guys for coming on this weird journey with me. Hopefully, in future, we will have this worked out a little bit better. Oh, this guy definitely did live a full life. Oh, wow. He was actually doing a pretty good job at keeping away from him. All right. Oh, reroll. That's an interesting one. I didn't expect to see that as an option. So let's see. We're going to see that real quick, and then twice per rank allows you to get different choices when leveling up. Okay, yeah, doing that. All right, there we go. Well, and it has been fun, guys. I am going to prep for my terrible procedure, which will be horrifying and deadly. And I will see you guys hopefully tonight. If I get the chance, I might do an afternoon stream. But I will leave that up for debate. I will post in the Discord to let you guys know. Anyway, for now, bye.